What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man, and I hope you're having a great day. And we are repping the Nothing Changes Until You Do shirt. Let me just tell you something about the Nothing Changes Until You Do shirt brand product, okay? Look, I don't want to sell you on anything, but I do want you to buy a shirt, okay? If that makes sense. Um, the Nothing Changes Until You Do brand is a registered trademark, okay? On all clothing types, all apparel, all anything. So that means like Nike, if you're listening, can't even put this on their shirts unless they talk to us and make a deal. It'd be cool. It'd be ideal. I think it's, again, if we were to say, hey, if Nike came to you and offered you XYZ to have a license for Nothing Changed Until You Do, it'd probably be financially stupid not to, right? However, maybe the community, and we can grow this community to an extent where everyone's repping one of these shirts, right? That would be ideal. That would be cool. So again, if you want to get a shirt, you just get it on ncyd.com. If not, that's cool too. I hope you still enjoy the podcast. This will be free, obviously not sponsored by anybody other than ourselves right now. Um, and again, everything has to be aligned with our thoughts, whether it's biohacking, whether it's mental, emotional, and physical happiness. Like that's what we want, right? With our listeners, everybody else. And we're going to share different stories, right? Different stories, different perspectives from other people. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, are we happy or are we not happy? And if we are happy, what are we happy with? And if we're not happy, what are we not happy with? And then how do we start making these changes effectively so that way we can sustain it and get to a level that makes us happy within that vertical? That's basically it. That's life. That is life. It's complicated, but it's simple, but yet it's complicated, but yet it's simple. So here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about daily minimums, okay, and progress. So there was a video I watched a couple days ago that was a billionaire. Like, good for him. No, it was awesome. The billionaire was just talking about. He was like, he was being interviewed, and basically he lost everything. He was like, I was a billionaire at one time, and then we lost everything. We had they had a bunch of suits against him. Literally went from being valued or worth so much money to basically negative or zero. And you can see in his face that like he got emotionally like connected to when they asked him like, well, then from going to something like that, being at this like peak level of financial success in business, things like that, then falling all the way down, you can see like that moment, like there was a moment where like you can hear the change in his voice where he like you almost began to cry. And he said, the only thing that I can tell to anybody and to share with anyone that goes through things like that, or like they're at rock bottom, or they're at some place before and they're not there anymore, is like two things. One, you have to make progress every day. It can be a small amount of progress, little bit. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of progress, but a little bit of progress has to be done every day. And then it'll accumulate over a long period of time. And then all of a sudden, he's like, but the other thing is like, you don't want to look up. He's like, because if you were at the top and you're all the way at the bottom now, you keep looking up and comparing yourself to where I was, it's going to be so detrimental to your progress that it's better to just fucking put your head down and know that you have to make progress and go make a little progress every day. And that resonated with me because I'm like, God damn, it's incredible to hear that, again, someone with such financial success that was worth billions of dollars lost it all, was at their worst ever, right? So like to me, I'm like, wow, that's probably similar in terms of my thoughts, right? No billions of dollars or anything like that, but whether it's relationships or finances or whatever it is, like you're at this peak level, and all of a sudden you come tumbling down. And for some people, they get to a level like even lower than they were because they know that they were at this level before, and you just feel like terrible. You just feel terrible, like the worst. And so for me, it resonated with me, and then like I connected it to a couple things. For me, obviously the financial thing, we're going to keep working on it. We can get to that level of success that I see as successful, and so I understand that it has to be progress, and we have to make changes that equal progress to that specific vertical. And a good example was like the last couple of days. It's like cool, like money came in, clients got paid, like we got paid, clients got their products, an influx of money came in, and now when it comes in, there's a different decision that I make before it goes out. And that's again personal to me. It's just making sure that I take half of it and be like, look, we've lived on less than that before. We're going to take half and we're going to fucking throw it away. Not throw it away. We're going to put it away. pretend we throw it away and it's no longer there and we're just going to forget about it. And this is all like this half is what we're going to live on until we get to a level where there's enough there, then we can start doing other things with it. And that's it. And that has become, if you've listened to the relationship, I guess the Ghost of Christmas Past, it was my decision to break up with my terrible relationship in regards to how I spend my money and how I save the dollars that we work so fucking hard, even though if you listen to the other episode, I said I don't want to work hard. I don't want to fucking have to work hard, right? Like, and I feel like everybody out there is sort of on the same level. Like, I don't. I like people want to work hard. Awesome. You have to. You have to. We have to. We have to. But who really wants to work hard? I don't want to work that hard. Not to make money because there's definitely opportunities in there for. So let me just revert back to what I'm saying. So now I broke up with myself. Like I broke up with that decision. Like I felt that fucking like when you break up in a relationship, you're like, I cannot stand this anymore. Like I cannot stand for this. I do not want to be with this person. I don't want another day of X, Y, and Z. That's what I felt that day on the podcast that I shared. And so with that, today or these last couple of days when the influx of cash came in, there was a different sense of like doing the things that I know I needed to do, even if they're small, to progress myself in this vertical. So it reverts back to the, what the story of this billionaire was saying is just, you gotta fucking put your head down. If you know where you were, you can't look up. Do not look up because it's going to be detrimental. Just know that you have to make these little amounts of progress every single day. And that's what we're working on in terms of that vertical. Now, one thing that I've been blessed with, and not that I'm blessed with a lot of things, but and I'm happy to say is like I've always had, for some reason, a mentality, whether it was my influence of working out, playing sports, like always had this mentality of wanting to be active, wanting to prove myself that I can do these things, not to myself and others, right? Like competition on the sport field, right? Whether it's football, soccer, bowling, basketball, name the sport, most likely I played rugby. Like I've always been active and I've always been blessed to be active and wanting to like take on this health, physical appearance, as an important factor in my life. And for the longest, I've got like, I was so dedicated. Now, a lot, okay. For the longest, I've been dedicated to it. Okay. My drivers were different in certain decades. Back when I was a young lad, not that I'm not young because I'm always 28 for the rest of my life, but when I was younger, in terms of age and mindset, there was a drive to look good so I can go get the bitches, right? And again, honeys, females, I don't know disrespect to the female community because obviously females are amazing and they birth all of us. And if you haven't listened to that episode, you should definitely go listen to that when I talk about what I think as society, we don't give enough credit to our female counterparts. But either way, that was my driver way back when was let me look good. I want to show off. I want to prove the fact that look at me. I got this. I look physically attractive and let's go get this. And so that was my driver before. My driver now has completely changed. Obviously, I still want to look good. I still want to be sexually appealing to my other half, Patty, and obviously have some sort of good looking, like I want to still look good in the body that I have. However, the longevity part has been something that I have really honed in on in terms of doing the research and then in terms of like supplement and in terms of turning on a different type of working out. I used to go and throw weights in the gym, and I used to go to the gym every fucking day, every day, 7 days a week, no matter what. There's nothing else that was more important than going to the gym and throwing some fucking weights to feel good, to feel that high, and to really look fucking amazing. Now, not that I don't like that feeling anymore. I do, but again, my driver is different. So we went jogging. I believe I mentioned this before. I went jogging with Patty. Jogging for anybody that's watched Anchorman. Patty took a video of me, and at the time I was thin. I was really, really fucking thin. And there was moments throughout the week which I remember I was like somewhat tired, and there's times where I wasn't feeling like I'm gonna go crush this, right? Or even on the field, like I'd be handled off the ball, I'd be muscled off certain times. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? When I saw that video, that physical appearance of what I look like, that's when I made the decision to break up, break up or get into the relationship back again with working out and making sure I take my physical. Like I was doing mental breath work. I was doing mental work, breath work, mobility work, but I was missing and lacking the physical strength. And that's when I realized that I was like, okay, I need to figure out a way to make sure that this continues throughout my entire life. For the rest, like the rest of my life, there's some sort of consistency. Because again, you got to make these little bits of progress. For most people, for most of us, we can get into the gym for like a week, go 100 miles an hour, and then by January 10th, right? Like we've heard that commercial this year. It's like, oh, January 20th is quit day. Like it just happens. It's not January 10th. It's just that you go into something and all of a sudden you have to spend all this time and you like if you're not motivated and there's not enough driver to be a gym rat, to be in the gym every fucking day or every other day or 4 to 5 days a week, you ain't gonna go to the gym, man. It's not gonna happen. You're just not gonna consistently do it. Or you'll do it for a little bit of 6 to 8 months and then you're gonna fall off. My plan was, and here's my aha moment. I was like, look, there's got to be something that I can do that is going to help me like my longevity in terms of getting the workout in, doing what I need to do, having good cardiovascular health, right? Um, and so I was like, all right, well, let me start with push-ups because I feel like I can do push-ups. And that's exactly how it started. So long story short, the aha moment and the group that I started, the group that we started or I started, no, it was the group that I started. I was like, look, I'm sure there's other people out there that want to do the same thing and just need some sort of momentum, encouragement, things like that on a daily basis. The concept is doing minimums, so small progress every single day. Figuring out what your minimum is. Now we started with physical, and I think it's leading into like the mental and the emotional right minimums as well. But physical is always the biohack. It's always the easiest because if you go out there for 5 minutes, you do something, whether it's push-ups, you do it's pull-ups, mobility work, something. At the end of those 5-10 minutes, your body is naturally going to feel better because of the chemical reactions and balances, right? So it always starts. It's easier to start with the physical and then lead into the emotional and the mental and the emotional. So what I did was, okay, let me start off with push-ups. I ended up doing 2 sets of 12, which was 24. I was like, okay, cool. 24 push-ups are my minimum. And I did that for a few days. I was like, well, I can't just do push-ups because now I'm gonna like walk around with this giant chest and that's it. I'm gonna look awkward and weird. So I was like, okay, well, I need to add something else. I was like, all right, well, let me get pull-up bar. Pull-up bar was the next thing. I did 9 in a row without like stopping. And I was like, okay, cool. 9 in a row. I think I can do that every day. Push-ups, pull-ups. I was like, okay, well, I can't just focus on my upper body. What am I back in high school? And so I decided, I was like, okay, I need to then do the lower body. I'm going to match what the lower body is to the push-ups. And I started doing 24 body squats, like no weights, no nothing, just 24 body squats. And it was somewhat for the squats for me, I've always had an issue of having like fucking tinier legs. And that's because one, I didn't really work them out in high school or I didn't put enough emphasis on it. So it was a bit hard, but I was able to crush 24, even if they were assisted. Like I would go outside, hold on to the fence and do 24. But that became my minimum. That became my little bit of progress up that hill to get back to where I wanted to get to and even supersede my health, right? Because I feel like at times I probably was big and maybe I just wasn't as healthy in terms of optimal level, like optimizing everything that I had for the body every day for the last I can't even tell I would have to go back and tell you, but it's been 6 weeks, maybe 7, 8 weeks going on. I have not missed one day other than like a late night where I'm like, oh fuck, I should go do the push-ups and then do the push-ups and get back into bed like of doing my minimums, right? So and literally my minimums went up from 24 to where I'm at right now is 60. So I do 60 push-ups at minimum, at minimum. Some days I do more, some days I don't do less, but I do at least 60 push-ups, 60 squats, and right now 15 to 20 pull-ups. Like I call 15 my minimums. If I hit 20, I'm happy. But here's the thing. As long as I hit those every day, I'm good. Like I hit my minimums and my body looks better, feels better, and is stronger than what it was 6 to 8 weeks ago. And I even did this. I was like, let me see how long it's going to take me to do all three as quickly as not even as quickly as I can without straining myself, but just get them done all three. I did it under 5 minutes. I think it was like 4 minutes and like 39 seconds. It was squats, push-ups, and pull-ups every day, right? So that's that small progress. So again, my point here is for anyone that's listening, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, figure out what are your minimums. What is it that you can do and not have to worry about that's going to take so much time of your it's going to take so much time of your day that you're going to be like, oh, I don't want to fucking do it. I got other things to do. I got laundry. I got to get the kids. Like how much, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Like what is that? Is it 5 push-ups? Like I encourage my younger brother, which he still hasn't done it, which again, shout out to you, Mark. If you're listening, I want you to do your daily minimums. Okay. And he even talked about, hey, just do one push up a day, one push up. One fucking push up. Do one fucking push up every day when you wake up or before you go to bed. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. One push up throughout the day. It can be in the middle of the fucking day. Do your one push up and do it every day. He still hasn't done it. Well, do your fucking push up, Mark. But the idea is figure out what that minimum is physically, figure out what it is emotionally, and then mentally, right? For me, I've been working on more headspace. I was doing 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then for some reason, like again, the last couple of weeks has just been fucking crazy in terms of the emotional shit. And probably the times that you need it the most, I decided not to. So I'm good with my physical. I'm going to continue doing my physical, but I'm going to keep working on making sure that I do these minimums mentally and emotionally. And again, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to do this, and because it helps me also reinforce the things that I need to do. So for you though, if it's mental or if it's physical, if it's easier or if it's physical, right? For most people, I feel like most people are struggling with some sort of physical, especially when you get older. You start getting tired. You don't want to do it. You have these. I don't know. You just get fucking lazy, is what it is. And it's incredible. Like yesterday, I told somebody how old I was, and they were like, "Whoa." I was like, "Yeah, I can't believe that I'm actually saying that age. It's incredible. I don't feel that age. I feel 28, and I'm gonna be 28 forever." But it's because I put myself through these things every single day. And the more that you can be consistent on it, again, consistency, but with like little bit of work, little bit of fucking like time. You don't need that much to actually compound over time. So I think I've talked about this enough. If you're looking to join the group or just get a little motivation, the link is below. So just make sure that you make sure you like ask to join. It's a Facebook group. Figure out what your minimums are, share it with the group, get them done every day. You're gonna see the difference. Okay. You don't need to go 0 to 100 in like a week. You just need to go 2 miles an hour every day for the rest of your life, and you're gonna get there. I promise you. Have a great day. Keep crushing it. Love you guys. And don't forget, nothing changes until you do. And buy a fucking shirt. All right, bye.